doing odd part-time jobs while you're studying in Deakin to getting into Deloitte. That's like a perfect international student journey.
Going for networking events, what it does is you go meet people and that inspires you. And you can see that you are not alone.
Thank you so much, Sourodip, for taking out the time and agreeing to share your journey. I love your journey so much because doing odd part-time jobs while you're studying in Deakin to getting into Deloitte, that's like a perfect international student journey. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Devashi, for having me and for giving me the platform to share my story. And I would like to thank for you for doing this commendable work. It's really helpful to students, actually.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's really sweet of you. So I want to start from starting. So you come from India,
Yeah.
and you studied Masters of Data Analytics from Deakin University. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. So you started in October 2019. So I wanted
2017. Yeah.
2017. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. You
Yeah.
started in October 2017.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, why did you choose data analytics and Deakin University?
Okay. So I was doing a course on big data, and the tutor was really good. He started talking a lot about data science, analytics, and I got really interested because my background, my bachelor's is in chemical engineering. So you
Okay.
can see the difference, right?
Yeah.
Um, that's when I went down the data rabbit hole.
Right.
And I was very much convinced that I wanted to do higher studies in data analytics, because doing online courses is good, but you need to be very punctual. You need to be very proactive to complete everything and get on to those standards. So that's why I chose data analytics. And why Deakin?
Yeah.
There are a lot of good universities in Melbourne. It's the education state. Um, but the one point with Deakin was, apart from the tutors and the facility, which is good across all the universities, Deakin started October. They had trimesters, which meant I could start early because I made my decisions quite late. Uh, that was one of the primary factors as well for choosing Deakin, apart from all the other
Amazing
things.
stuff that Deakin
Yeah.
does. And how has been your experience? Like, what are those two things that you love about Deakin University?
This might be across, again, other universities as well.
Yeah.
What I loved about Deakin was that you could choose your own timetable. You can come to class. You don't want to come to class, you can do your course online. It's all up to you. It's your career and you are responsible for it. Not like back when I was doing my bachelor's, it was a bit different, where everything was a routine and you had to do a compulsory set of attendances. So that was a welcome change, and I actually liked it. So it gives you the command of your career. If you want to do it, you do it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. I think that was one thing that I really liked as well. And it took me a while to understand how good that is.
Yeah.
So what I mean is, like, for example, I had classes only 2 days. And then I have to decide like which timings do I want to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
for those classes. So that was such a good thing. So moving on to you being new in Australia, it's November 2017. So you're just like 15 days to 1 month old in a new country.
Yeah.
What was your biggest struggle as an international student?
Um, okay, so my first struggle was on my first day, where I was standing on the sidewalk and I was waiting for the signal to go red so that the pedestrian walk
Yeah.
can start.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I had to press that button. Then someone came and I looked. Okay, that was a bit hilarious, I felt.
I know.
Apart from that, I felt very welcoming in Melbourne. I came alone. I knew almost no one in here,
Yeah.
and but I didn't feel alone or left out or scared being in a foreign city, because I felt Melbourne was very welcoming. Got good
Right.
good friends, good teachers. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So you came here, you got to know the whole city and
Yeah.
everything, and was getting a part-time job when you're an international student, you're new in the country. Was getting a part-time job a priority for you?
Um, Initially, it was not, but then I figured out it's not a bad way to cover your expenses.
Yeah.
But more than that, it's a very good way to get to know the how the industry works in here,
Absolutely.
because that's how you will know the culture.
That is
Because you need to have some kind of reference that, okay, even you are in Australia for last 2 years, what have you done, right?
right.
Even if you're doing a volunteering work, that also speaks a lot. You don't have to like go and do a part-time job at all. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's great. Last week we did an interview with Ocean. He is a former international student from University of Queensland, and the things that he had said about volunteering is mind blowing because all his part-time job, he started his own startup, and everything
Yeah.
started from him volunteering.
Yep.
So tell us about you. So when did you get your first part-time job, and what was it?
So yeah, I got lucky actually, because within a month I got a job because my friends referred me. So it was gardening, which
Okay.
I had never done back in India. So, but it was fun. I actually loved it, loved doing it.
Okay.
Still now, like even though I don't do, I know how much to quote
Yeah.
for gardening. So
Okay.
that's one good thing I learned from there.
Wow.
Uh, from from gardening, I went again to a casual job which was about customer service during train replacement. Again, there were a lot of people in that team from different countries. The culture was very inclusive,
Right.
which was a great learning curve for me.
Okay. So when you say customer service representative for train replacement,
Yeah.
can you tell like what was your job exactly?
Okay. So mostly what happens is, in Melbourne, you will see a lot of time trains are not working. So the replacement buses would be there. Um, it becomes very difficult, because if the station is somewhere, the buses are replacing somewhere else, you have to guide people, get them into the correct buses. And there are different bus services also provided, express, stopping all
Right.
stations. So to maintaining those things, also doing something called as pax count, where you need to count the number of people, because by law you can't have a lot of people in one bus.
Yeah.
So yep, those
Okay. So
things.
you were a representative there who was guiding people as to
Yeah.
like what and just making sure that things run well.
Yeah, run properly.
That is so good, man. So you did that. So those two were the main jobs that you did during your studies.
Yes, Hoban is the company for
Okay.
customer service.
Okay.
I also did tram service with them. So
Okay.
last year, Australian Open, I was there for the tram survey and enjoyed it a lot. You could
Wow.
see the matches from there, and the people were really good, really good. Like I enjoyed. I took a break from my job search during that time, and
Okay.
it was a welcome break, actually.
That is so good, man. I think that is one thing that every viewer or listener should keep in mind, which is like it is so important to try different things, and just because it is not in your field, to not cancel it out. I think that is a brilliant thing that you have done. But did you ever think that you need something in your field? So whether a job in your field or an internship, did you do an internship in your field?
Yes, I did an internship. So it was with a psychological company called Cypress, based out of Melbourne.
Yeah.
My job was to analyze the psychometric test questionnaires. So they had a number of questionnaires and need to evaluate which questionnaire was doing better.
Okay.
It was mostly based out, the questionnaire was for students, and
Yeah.
to see what their interest was. And you could see the difference actually
Yeah.
between, say, a boys' school, a girls' school, or a co-ed school. You could see how they respond to things. It was very interesting as well.
Okay. So how did you get this internship?
This company had actually come to the Deakin job fair,
Yeah.
and during there I met them. After that I applied there. One of my friend was working there already, doing his internship. So once he completed his internship, he referred me there. So again, networking helped me there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the job fairs happen at the university
E-
where companies come and look for interns. Is that right?
They come for looking for intern. They come and looking for interns. They would tell what jobs are available, mostly for grad roles as well, summer internship, grad roles. So you can go talk to them. You can check the requirements they have, because some of them may have visa conditions, some may have English test proficiency condition. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you got this internship. Your friend had already done an internship there, and they
Yeah.
had come to your university. So you
Yeah.
had the backing of your university as well because you are in their job fair. So now you have done this internship, which you got at a job fair in your university. And were you getting paid in this internship?
No, it was an unpaid internship actually.
Did you
Uh,
ever think that you did not want to do an unpaid internship?
Actually, no. I would say I wanted to get the experience at any cost. Didn't
Right.
matter to me that it was unpaid. To be very honest, it was the uh, like the directors in there
Yeah.
who, at the like final process in Deloitte, you have to give referrals.
Right.
So they wrote a very good reference for me,
Wow.
which I am very thankful to them.
How
So
amazing is that?
yeah,
And you could have never imagined that that is somewhere where this internship would help.
yeah. To be honest,
That
yes.
is such a good thing, man. So you have done an internship, you have done multiple part-time jobs while you were a student, and then you graduated in July 2019.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when did you get your first full-time job, which is Deloitte? When
Yeah.
did you get your full-time job?
Um, I started my full-time job. It was February 2020. So
February 2020. So there were,
yeah, around 7, 8 months of I
wow.
had to wait, yeah, to get that. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell me about this 7, 8 months. Was it difficult? And I'm sure it would be difficult because it took me like 3, 4 months as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, I had gone crazy in those 3, 4 months. It's like, why am I not getting a job? I've done my master's. I've done this. Apart from my master's, I should get this. I should get this. I thought it would be easy. My visa is running out.
Yeah.
So was it stressful for you?
Um, if I say no, that would be not honest. I wouldn't be honest. Yeah, it was a bit stressful, but what happened during that time was I got to know what were the points I should be working on, what were my weaknesses, which I also had to tell during my interview process.
Okay.
So being honest helped me out there. I had never networked before I graduated. I had never networked, so that was one thing which was lacking. And after I graduated, I started going for networking events. It
Okay.
Job search can get very frustrating,
Right.
and it's almost a full-time job actually. Monday to Friday, you are doing the same thing, applying jobs or resume editing or upskilling yourself is very tiring. And you need to take that break off, which I took January. But going for networking events, what it does is you go meet people, and that inspires you. And you can see that you are not alone, because today you might go with someone, and tomorrow he might get a job, and that's when what inspires you. Okay, I can also get something. Um, Sitting at home just googling is not going to help. That is what I felt.
Okay, so when you graduated, you
Yeah,
started applying for roles, you
yeah,
were not getting a job, and
yeah,
then you started networking. So you
yeah,
started going to a lot of networking events and you started meeting a lot of people.
yeah.
How exactly, so apart from meeting people, how exactly did you build confidence to go to these networking events? Because honestly, I can't start a conversation, even today, I can't start a conversation with somebody who's completely new. So, was there ever a problem there?
Yes, I would say my first networking event, I had reached there a bit earlier. It was with Vinesh,
Yeah.
actually. I had reached there a bit earlier, and I was thinking, oh, I have a lot of things to do. I should maybe go back, because I was a bit scared to go for this networking event, meet random people.
Right.
It's not that easy. But once you start going for these events, I used to go like in a week, 3 or 4 events.
Wow. Okay.
So it it became a habit actually. You didn't worry about. You could go and talk to people, and that was okay. Like once I even went to a all women's networking event as well. It was women's in data science, and I didn't see that, and I
Yeah.
was like, can I be there? They were like, yeah, super cool. They were like, yeah, you can be there. So
Wow, man, that is so good.
yeah.
Okay, so now in this 7 or 8 months, apart from applying for jobs and networking, those are the two primary things you're doing. Is there anything else that helped you in preparing yourself for the job that you got?
See, networking and upskilling can gi- help you get the interview,
Okay,
but after that it's on you. So you need to have that skill to prove them that yeah, you are capable to do that job. So whatever role I was applying for, I had to make sure that my technical skills were also up to date.
right,
um, Apart from that, I took a lot of advice from people,
right, okay,
uh, that how should I be doing. A lot of them would say is, if you are a technical student,
yeah,
you can always build something and show it to them. You can always have a website. Okay, go check my website. So that shows, okay, you are working, because
right,
everyone else is a developer. So
yeah,
what separates you? So
absolutely.
make something and show it to them, which is
I think
working.
that is such a good point. Honestly, the reason why I had gotten my job, so I got a job as a digital marketing coordinator. I've
Yeah,
studied marketing. And
yeah,
the first thing that they had asked is like, how do we know that you're good at? Just because your resume says you're a developer, or just because your resume says you're a marketer, doesn't mean you're good at it, right? And then I had this YouTube channel and like all those other social media channels that we have
mm,
built, our Facebook
mm,
group with just 25,000 members, all those other things to show them, which is like, you know what, I
yep,
have
yep,
built these things, these are
mm,
my skills, and that's why I think I might be good at this. So that is such a good thing. So you started your job at Deloitte
yep,
in February 2020.
yep.
When did you apply for Deloitte, and how was the whole process?
I had applied November,
Okay,
and I almost forgot about it, because at that time I was every day I was
a lot of
applying
love.
for
Yeah.
jobs. So I think December they called me, and what I did was, the good thing I had was I had folders. When I apply for a job, I would create a folder. So I was, I quickly opened, I saw the role, I was like, okay, this is the one I had applied for.
Yeah.
So initial rounds are pretty okay, because they normally go through your resume. They will ask you mostly generic questions.
Yeah.
At the end, there is something called as a partner interview, which is quite crucial across all these big four firms, where a partner takes your interview, because they decide at the end whether you get hired or not.
Okay.
And partner interview, I think the most important thing is to being honest,
Right.
because they know if you are faking things. Yeah.
I'm sure. So how many interviews are there before partner interview?
Um, like two or three actually, because
Very
HR interviews, it's almost similar, some of them. So I
okay.
would say,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
So you applied first, and then you had multiple rounds of interview, and then last one was taken by the partner, and
yeah,
then you got in a job. So
yeah.
so even that took 3 months from you applying to actual getting a job.
Yes, between that there was this Christmas shutdown.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, so 1 month you have to take off, because people are on leave during that
Okay.
time. Yeah,
So for example, if I am studying data analytics or IT or even accounting, and I want to apply at Deloitte,
yeah.
where should I look for these roles?
Deloitte has a career website actually.
Okay.
So you can go and look for these roles. Depending on your skill sets, you can try to find things.
Right. Okay.
Uh, Apart from that, yeah, you can go there. Also, LinkedIn, they would post. I would have seen
Right.
them posting LinkedIn. Yeah,
Okay. Awesome, man. That is so good. And coming to the end of this interview, and
yeah,
that is the question that I absolutely love, that if you have been here for over 3 years now,
yeah,
you have been an international student, you have seen the struggle,
mm,
you've done part-time jobs and gotten a full-time job at Deloitte.
yeah,
But if you had to change something in this whole journey to get better outcome,
yeah.
what would that be?
Um, that would be. I think there are two things. One is I should have started networking a bit earlier. Should have known about the Australian market, how it is, much before than I did.
Okay.
But it's never too late, I think. Uh, the second thing is, I think I undermined myself when I was applying for roles during my college, because I had applied in Deloitte even for summer internship
Right. Okay.
or grad roles, and I got rejected because I had a bit of work experience back in
Right.
India. And for someone like me with that much experience, then I am studying, I can't go and start working as a grad. So I was undermining myself.
Okay.
My suggestion to a lot of other people would be to know where you stand and don't undermine yourself, because you are doing a great injustice to yourself. Because if you are undermining, how is the company going to
Yeah.
give you the
See
job?
your worth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is so good, man. I need to take a second just to absorb that thing. And I think that is so important to have faith in ourselves
Yeah.
and just go at it, whatever it is that we want. Well, thank you so much for these amazing tips that you have given. And I'm sure everybody who's viewing this video or even listening to our podcast will have a lot to learn from your journey. So thank you so much for sharing it.
Thank you, Devashi, for the platform, as I mentioned, and I hope you have a good weekend, good New Year coming through. Yeah.
Hope you loved the interview, guys. We would love to know who do you want us to interview. So write that in the comment section. Which course do you want to know about? Which city do you want to know about? Or which university would you like to know about? If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. If you haven't liked this video, like this video and share this video with your friends. See you in the next video.